The PENDAS Law Firm.
Welcome back. Well, as everyone knows, we live in a beautiful city and many of our communities are working to become more and more bicycle friendly. But far too often we're hearing stories of cyclists injured by motorists. Unfortunately, Florida is one of the worst for this. And joining me now is Lou PENDAS, the owner of the PENDAS Law Firm, and Hayes Mathis, managing attorney here in Jacksonville. Gentlemen, appreciate you joining me. Let's talk about this. I ride my bike up and down First Street, or my wheel. It's considered a bike as well. But yeah, we're unfortunately, Florida is one of the worst with bicycle accidents.
Unfortunately, it is. Yeah, you know, we're promoting this campaign about a safe and healthy Jacksonville with David Garrard and Retro Fitness, and this is no different. We really want to make it very clear to those bicyclists out there to be very cautious, to be safe, to use a lot of caution and prudence, because at the end of the day, while they may get hit by a car and somebody else's negligence, you have to be hyper-vigilant on a bicycle. I mean, let's face it, when you're riding your unibike, if we could call it that, you know, you've got to be very cautious. You cannot be reckless. You've got to be hyper-vigilant around you to make sure that someone is not going to be about to hit you. We've had countless victims of bicycle accidents, and they've gotten hurt very, very severely. Could you imagine a car versus a bicycle? Well, guess what? The car is going to win.
Never goes well.
Never goes well.
Right.
That's a losing battle. So you really have to be hyper-vigilant in your surroundings to stay safe and healthy here in Jacksonville.
And Hayes, you know, we can talk all we want about whether the bike paths are big enough and wide enough in our streets, or if there's enough of them. But bottom line, they are what they are, and you got to be aware. You can't assume the cars know you're there, but once it happens, they got to, I mean, what do they do?
Well, sure. We always talk about what's called defensive driving. Well, this is also defensive cycling too. You have to assume that the other person is not going to do what you think they're going to do. You have to be safe. You have to, if you have signals, use your signals. I had a client. You mentioned the roads. You know, the bike lanes at the beach are not very wide, but people are riding the bikes, you know, 5 wide, 6 wide. And you also have to look at the road conditions, because that bike, if it, you know, goes down into a ditch or it goes down into a pothole, you can fall over. I had a client who shattered her arm because of it. So you just have to, you know, be defensive and always look around. And especially at the beaches area, you have to watch out for other bicyclists too, not just vehicles. And I live out there, so I see it all the time. And you just have to be very safe, very careful.
And unfortunately, you know, the accidents are going to happen, and when the next one happens to somebody out there watching, you know, what is there, when people come in, I mean, are people not coming in because they're like, well, I don't know, I was on my bike, maybe I swerved, but should they just come in anyway just to find out?
You know, they need to call us. Don't be afraid of calling us to really get the case fully evaluated. But long before they call us, they really need to do a little bit while on the scene, if they're capable of doing it. Unfortunately, a lot of these accidents are so severe they don't have the ability to do so. But they need to take photographs. If they have a cell phone with them, whatever the case may be, they need to take license plate numbers. They need to take eyewitnesses' names and telephone numbers. They need to secure as much information and as evidence as possible if they are able to physically do so at the scene, so then we as lawyers, once we're retained, we could actually develop that case properly on behalf of that client. And not always, this is a very good point that you made, let me tell you, not always is it necessary for there to be contact. Oftentimes you get run off the road without ever having contact.
That's true.
You need to make sure that you're getting at least a license plate, because that person is still responsible, and we could go after them and get your fair compensation as a result of that accident. So something to keep in mind.
Is this something that, obviously we know the stats are out there, we're seeing more stats about it, but is this something that the state is, you guys are sending your information of more cases of bicycle accidents and trying to make some change in the legislation?
Well, the interesting part about that is that the state of Florida is very aware of the dangers of bicyclists. I see throughout the state where they're creating, FDOT is actually making allotments for bicycle paths and safety systems in the roadways that would allow safe passage for bicyclists. So I'm glad to see that the trend is getting better, but the dangers still exist.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're learning from the mistakes of the past.
Very much so.
Which is good, and so Give them a call if you happen to get into one of those bicycle accidents, and appreciate you guys being here.
Always a
Thank
pleasure,
you.
my friend.
We want to thank PENDAS Law for making this segment possible, and for more information you can visit them at pendaslaw.com or just simply call 904-800-0000.